Hold on, guys. I'm trying to get the music going. All right, there we go. I think we're good to go. And you all will have to tell me how the music is sounding on your end. If it's too loud, let me know and I will turn it down. Well, how we doing today, guys? It's been a heck of a morning already. Nice. Glad to see you all are performing this morning. It's great. That's great. So today, I think I want to walk you guys through what I go through every morning pre-market. I know we're an hour after market open, but um, walking through the trading plan because I didn't post one today. So I wanted to walk you through what I see and where I start and how I do these things. Um, yeah, Chase, we caught a couple good trades in both directions this morning. I think we were long from 9:45 down here, all and we took profit. I want to say up here at 20,020, and then we caught this short just shy of 20,020, and we were able to write it down. I think I took profit at 20K on the short. And then I did flip long here when we weren't able to push new lows as well and rode it back up to the highs. So, yeah, we've had a pretty good morning. Um, Currently up close to $3,000 on the day total. So, can you guys hear me? Let me know in the chat. Let me try and fix this real quick. Um, so you guys can hear me. Okay, good, good. So if you can't hear me, it's probably on your end. All right, so daily bias. I usually start on the daily, and obviously I have these simple moving averages here. I have the 20, the 50, and the 100. So currently, what I'm seeing is all year long that 20 has acted as support. Um, I like to see this breakdown here because if we can't reclaim this 20 daily 20 simple moving average, my bias is going to be to the short side. Like that is going to be my key for either having a bearish bias or a bullish bias on the day. Um, I do see strength here in the market currently, so I'm thinking we might try to go up there and attempt to reclaim that. But until this reclaims above 260 and is holding above 260, I'm going to be leaning to the short side. Targets will obviously be down here at the 50 for the next couple weeks if we do see some sell side action. Today, I am looking, if we come down to the 5 minute, what I want to see is price reclaim above this level for any kind of long opportunities. Really, 20,030 would be my level of interest. That's why I have the box 10 points above and 10 points below. If sellers step in here at 20,030 like we're currently seeing, I'm thinking we're going back down. We're going back down to test this 900 level, so we're looking short at that time. But yeah, that's how I determine where I'm leaning on the day. I always look at the daily. The daily is going to have more weight than any other time frame that you're going to be on. It's going to show you more. It's going to give you more information. I always look at this. This is the first thing I look at every morning is the daily. Speaking of which, I watched the prior stream back and I didn't realize how much I hate my own voice and how I fumble over words. Let me know if you guys have this issue as well. If you hear yourself in a recording and your voice just sounds atrocious to you. Because, man, it caught me off guard. I'm not used to being on camera. So obviously this is something I'm going to have to get used to. Sorry, I got a message here. Just checking something real quick. Let me know how loud the music is in the background, by the way, guys. If you can hear it at all. Sorry, we're still working out on the back end stuff on this thing, so it will, obviously we will improve over time. So yeah, let's get back to this 50K. Really all I want to do today is just try and trade so you guys can see how I would execute real time. It's looking like we're probably heading back down. But this is a no trade area for me. Really now I'm almost waiting for price to get all the way down there to 900. I know that's 90 points away from current price, but I'm not comfortable entering a short here. I would rather be short from up in the 20,020 area to 20,040. Okay, good. Nima, yeah, the British voice. That is actually my editor Mason. We always watch all these recap videos from all these traders online, and we just wanted to do something a little bit different. We're trying it out. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm pretty sure he was nervous to be putting that out there, but yes, that is my editor Mason. So what's good? How are we trading this morning, guys? Yes, yeah, the bot Mason. Give Mason a shout out in the chat. It's nice to actually be able to see the chat on OBS this time rather than having to look at my phone. Yeah, Phoenix, the bot speaks. The bot does speak. He is a real live boy. That's funny. Also, I do want to address something live. I've had a few people reach out to me asking if I offer copy trading services or anything like. I do not condone copy trading. I think even if you are copy trading, like say I'm sharing my screen, you're going to be late on the entry no matter what happens. A lot of times my entries are market orders. They aren't limit orders and they aren't resting orders. They aren't sitting there. And by the time I would be able to signal anybody price, you know how the NQ likes to move, price would already be 20 points away from my entry and your risk to reward would be skewed at that point. So I don't condone copy trading. I never will. I think you need to put in the work and learn what we're trying to teach you here. You know, we trade levels. There was a really good podcast interview with an institutional investor on Words with Wisdom or Words of Wisdom recently that I think you all should check out. I will link it in the Siki Kappa Discord so you all can see, those that are members. And you'll see why I trade the way that I trade, why I try to find support and resistance levels, and I only trade off those. So how are we doing on the day? Are we all green? Are we red? Is price doing what you want it to? Yeah, guys, news-wise on the day, just be careful today. It could be one of those inside days because we do have earnings here. We've got Google, Visa, and Tesla at the bell. So that could provide some really volatile stuff going on. So just be careful towards the end of close because you'll probably see larger institutions trying to position themselves for those releases. Oh, sorry, Phoenix. You'll get it back, brother. You'll get it back. Just be patient. I'm hoping we get back up into that 20,020 to 20,040 range so we can actually catch a trade here live for you. Yeah, and apologies if you guys hear any of the construction crew as well. I'm still dealing with all that. I probably will be dealing with it for months, it's sounding like. So, unfortunately, we're going to be confined to this room for the live streams. Let's go back to the daily here. Let's see what we're seeing. This is a strong break below the daily 20, which is why I'm bearish currently. Technical analysis says if we're below the daily 20, you should be leaning short side for any extended moves. Any longs that we will take will be scalps and they will only be level to level. So if we see price break above 20,040, come back down and hold above 20,030, we'll say 20,030, we'll only be targeting this next level up, 20,080. Really what I would want to see for continued buying, we would need to get back above that daily 20. And because of where that daily 20 rests, which is right in here, we would need to be holding above 280 for me to be long, to have any real continued long bias and be playing those really big 100, 200 point moves. Oh, Kevin, you're saying the 37R said sell. It was good. I mean, that's a good sell. It's a good sell. Currently good for 50 points. Sorry, I'm just reading through your guys' chat here. No, I don't own a Lambo. I'm pretty modest with my purchases. I drive a Jeep Grand Cherokee. I only own one car. Yeah, Chase, I'm glad you're finding some value. Like I said, I'm going to try to stream, well, with everything that's going on, I'm going to try to do at least 3 live streams a week. But if you all could do me the favor, and this is going to sound weird saying this, but go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. Obviously, anybody that you want to recommend my channel to, recommend it to. I've said before, there are some really good traders that I see there in the chat. So don't ignore the chat. We got London close in about 45 minutes as well, which might provide some opportunity, but we really need to get out of this range for me to get active. I really want to see 900 get traded again. Let's make this bigger so you guys can see a little bit better. Okay. Yeah, Nimkins. Yeah, you did well yesterday. You did well yesterday. Seeing those kinds of setups it's part of the learning curve. You know, you see something over and over and over again when it's happening in real time. Makes all the difference in the world in your execution. GG's to anybody who's short up there from above 20K, by the way. That was a solid play. Unfortunately, I was trying to get everything set up for this live, so I wasn't paying attention when we were up there. ES is currently at support. So I'm thinking we might get a little bounce here, both on the NQ and ES. Sanders, were you short on the NQ? Up there at 20,020, I think you said. I'm not going to take any long right now. I mean, you might be able to catch 10 points, 20 points, maybe even 30 points back up to VWAP, back up here. But I would actually be looking for a rejection of VWAP at this point if we did get back up there for the short entry. Yeah, NQ's been hard to hold trades lately. It's almost like it's forcing you with how violently whippy it is to move your stop to break even sooner than you typically would, or sooner than I typically would. Let's put it that way. I normally like to let my trades breathe, but it's been hard lately. Yeah, Kev, 900. I know I support lower. Yeah, I agree with that. 19,880. 900 is really the level where buyers, you will see buyers start to step in and try to defend that level. I mean, it's been that way all week. It's really into last week. And if you come to the hourly, that 900 level is, you can tell that it means something. Yeah, we're box traders. I mean, that's what I am. I can't speak for everybody. A lot of people love their indicators, their moving averages, but all I care about is price and volume. I found it really difficult throwing a bunch of indicators on my chart, needing 8 of them to line up in order for me to execute. My brain just does not process information that quickly. I needed to find something that I could do that really simplified everything for me. Yeah, I wanted to get down to that 900 level really bad. I'm hoping we don't just chop out here, because I will not catch a trade. My next level down on ES below this 5600 is like 55.87. So if this area doesn't hold on ES, I'm thinking it's got room to run a little bit to the downside. So tell me, are the majority of you guys scalpers? Like, do you like to engage a lot? Do you like to execute a lot? I mean, what's your average amount of trades that you take during a session? You know, is it in that 10 to 20 range, or is it more like me where I'm maybe catching 3 to 5 trades a day? So the bubbles that you see over here, this is a heat map, by the way, or book map, I guess, is what you're talking about. So the green big bubbles that you're seeing are aggressive buyers. The big red bubbles are aggressive sellers. This is a visual representation of the DOM. Like if I zoom in, you'll be able to see how many orders are sitting where. But I don't need to really see. I can tell by just these long wicks that, hey, there's pretty good size both above and below right now. It's looking like most of the liquidity is on the downside, which is why I'm leaning that's where we go. But it's a live visual representation of the DOM is what it is. Scalper, 5 trades, 5 trades, 5 trades. Well, that's good. That means you guys aren't over trading. That's a good thing. Yeah, I prefer the least exposure, especially while you're day trading. Obviously, investing is something a little bit different, or even swing trading is something a little bit different. Yeah, 10 points. I mean, that's a safe target. That's a safe target as long as your entry's good. I will let you guys know this. I never get into a trade unless I see a 50-point move. I never get into a trade unless I'm seeing a 50-point move. The only time I did that live last stream and basically bottom tick exited the winner that I took live on stream. But that's not comfortable for me. At all. At all. I prefer to get into the trade and set a target, have that stop loss, and let it ride. And any of you that have seen my trades over the last year or so know that. Dave, are we golfing today, by the way? Are you golfing? I'm sure you are. Obviously, I'll go further into my analysis as we progress here, but I really want to catch a trade for you guys. It's just not, the price is not cooperating right now. Yeah, I figured, Dave. Not just this afternoon, every afternoon. My guy hits the links. This might be what we see the rest of the day, unfortunately, up until earnings. I think everybody's just kind of waiting for Google earnings. Hang on, I got a mower that's loud. I'm not sure if you guys can hear that at all. Lawn companies around here coming around in the morning. Patrick Cantlay? Chase, I don't really have opinions on any of the golfers, to tell you the truth. I mean, I watch a lot of YouTube golf more than I do the PGA. I watch a lot of like Grant Horvat and the Bryan Bros. Bob Does Sports. Bob Does Sports is one of my favorites. Okay, good. I'm glad you guys don't hear the mower. How are you all handling this? Are you guys actively trading this range? Are you trading around VWAP? I try not to ever execute around VWAP. I mean, obviously I have it on my 1 minute over here, but it's really just a point of interest for me when I'm already in a trade. I never like to really use it as a reason to get long or short. Looks like we've got a big block order up here around 20,020 again. Still have a little bit of buyers resting below. Yeah, we might be going back up. Yeah. Yeah, I really feel like when you execute around VWAP, you're just asking to get chopped up. Price so many times just likes to do the little dance around VWAP. I mean, if we're on a trendy day and that's your pullback point, fine, so be it. I've seen a lot this year where price just pulls back to VWAP and bounces. When we were in that long stretch of buying where the market was only going up, you saw it nearly every day. And sellers just could never crack VWAP, but I still prefer to be executing at the levels. Every now and then I am stupid and impatient and don't execute at the levels, but I really try to be as disciplined as possible. So on the left hand side, this is now current week volume profile, so you can see the current week's point of control is 20K on the button almost, and today's point of control is 20,010. Just so you guys can see as well, for verification purposes, I have not traded this account since the last live stream. So we currently sit on 50,121. Obviously, I need to get to 53,000 in order to pass this thing. It'd be nice to get it done, which is why I plan on doing at least 3 live streams a week, so we can knock this out and get to the XFA so you guys can start seeing how I really trade once I build a little bit of a cushion on that. Oh no, Dave, you're switching between draw and slice. Yeah, golf is hard. That is one of the hardest sports. Growing up, I was a football, basketball, baseball player. Obviously didn't get into golf till I was in my 20s. Yeah, I mean, you guys saw the other day, my day one, I should have hit consistency target if I'd have just not had as tight a stop on that second trade that I took. It was a winner. It was a max winner. Yeah, you guys, I'll show that balance every day, and you'll be able to see that it's the same account. Obviously, I have the account numbers hidden because I'm not going to give out account numbers, but it's the same account that I'm trading currently. Yeah, Chase, it was a good trade. I think it ran, I think bottom to or from entry to the top of that move, I think it ran 160 points. Ethan, how do I trade all-time highs? So all-time highs is a little bit different. Because price doesn't. I struggle at all-time highs. I mean, yeah, ideally you want to wait for a pullback, but we've seen too many times where we just slow grind up, and there's not anything more than a 10-point pullback at any point in the day when you're trading all-time highs. There are a few things that I will throw on my charts, which is how so you guys can see if I pull up my hourly here, I do have levels up here where price has been, and then I do have levels above current price as well, above all-time highs even. I like to throw a couple different indicators and find confluence between those indicators at all-time highs. So I'll take prior long-term swing high and draw a fib extension out, or throw pivots on. You know, just throw those types of indicators out there and see where roughly they line up. And then I'll draw my 20-point box around where I think we could find some sellers at as we get to all-time highs. I hope that helps. But really, when you're up there, it's just a guessing game. I mean, nobody knows with 100% certainty where price is going to stop going up. So we trade price action, and we execute at the levels. Or at least I do. I guess I shouldn't say we, because it's not a we thing. It's me thing. And yes, even I still have a lot to learn. That's the thing in trading is you never stop learning. You're always soaking in information. I try to find better traders than myself and be in those circles. You know, Kevin, for instance, from the Seeking Kappa Discord is a good example. He's a really, really good trader, and he trades entirely different than I do. But a lot of times we see the same things, and we're in similar trades. So Colin, ES. I don't really trade ES a whole lot. I would say on ES, it'd probably be 5 to 7 points on my stop. But I don't really know how ES likes to move. I don't really watch it a whole lot. I just try to find the levels on it so that I know when the ES is approaching a level, because we know the ES likes to drag NQ or vice versa. Sometimes their support and resistance doesn't line up exactly the same. Like I said earlier, because ES was at support when the NQ was, let me go back to the 5-minute here. When NQ was bouncing around in here, I knew we could expect a bounce because the ES was at support. So yeah, ES is almost, I use it almost like an indicator to trade in Q. Yeah, Albu's Gex levels, I like to look at them in the morning and see if they roughly line up with what I'm seeing technical analysis, support, and resistance wise. Generally, if there is, you know, Gex support or Gex resistance at one of my levels, it's a pretty good indication that there's gonna be a reaction there. I still like to wait for confirmation though that it's holding outside of my either resistance zone or support zone. I would need, this is an executionable level. What I'm waiting for is it to test 20,030. If it holds below 20,030 and never gets above, I will probably try a short with a stop above these swing highs. But if it gets above 20,030 and does one of these things where it runs the highs, comes back, and holds above 20,030, I'll probably be long targeting that next level above. Especially going into London close here, because it looks like buyers are trying to push this thing up. And really, if we hold that level, I'm almost looking up here at 20,160. This is just a psych level. That's the only reason I have that there, and because prices reacted there prior. So what I want to see is one of these things where price comes up, runs these highs by a little bit, finds a little bit of selling action, and then price to come back down and hold above 20,030 or even 20,020 would be a good long entry. I mean, you're starting to see some aggressive buyers stepping in, trying to push this thing up. So let's see if we can catch one. It's looking like we might just go. I'm hoping for the pullback, but I almost need the pullback in order to execute. I'm not going to get long here. And prices just slam right back down into today's range. But you guys can see all the liquidity is resting above currently. Nice, Sanders. I would hold that position. 20,004 is a good entry. That's a 50-point move. I probably should have just gotten long when I was saying I was expecting a bounce down here. It's looking like it might run away from me. Some big orders up here at 20,100. That's probably a magnet. I'd like for it to come down and sweep this. At least. This thing's gone. Yeah, IBL would have been good long there too. You're sitting just below 950. It's 120 point trade right now. Obviously, I'll only be able to hold for $1,500 because of consistency with Topstep, but so what is that? 75 points is all I'll be able to get out of any move. Yeah, it's looking like this is probably where we're heading. But yeah, I'd like to see it at this point come up here, reject a little bit, come back down, test here, and hold for the long up to 160. That would be ideal. So what are we doing today? Are we just trading, or does anybody got any plans? Oh, Chuck, a sweep. So a sweep would be like a wick down really quick and then a quick reclaim of, say, this 20,020 level. So when you see price violently kind of smack below here and then recover really quickly, that's considered a sweep. It's just drawing all those single orders that are resting below those key levels and then reclaiming that level. So when people are talking about liquidity sweeps, that's what they're talking about. GG's to anybody who caught those longs. Yeah, I mean, some of you have been trading for a while, obviously, but vocabulary, learning trading language is an entirely different language. It's almost like learning a foreign language. I have friends in real life that ask me about trading, and I've realized that the amount of knowledge that we obtain over time is just what seems easy for us is not so easy for the general public. You start talking trading and it's like a foreign language to them when you're talking IBL and IBH and VWAP. Friends of Clay, I'm glad you're liking it. I'm glad you're liking the stream. I will try to be more animated as well. I realize how dull of an individual I seem. I watched that stream back and I could not believe how monotone I was, how unanimated I was, and what very little stage presence I have. I realize I'm my own worst critic, but holy. Never been more sick of hearing my voice. Nice, Casper. Way to bounce back, buddy. I know you had a rough day yesterday, but way to bounce back. Dave, you like more steak and less sizzle? So Dave, are you gonna come in hot with the dad jokes to my chat as well? I see you dropping them all the time in Trades by Matt's streams. Are you gonna are you gonna come in hot with the dad jokes? Yeah, I mean you're never gonna catch me like any of these other influencers. Uh, I don't consider myself an influencer. I'm just a trader. But no, you're never gonna catch me with my shirt off in some I'm driving my $100,000 vehicle lifestyle type videos, day in the life kind of things. This is the plan. What you see is what you get. Yeah, guys, at this point, I want to see it test 20,100. I don't play every box touch or every extreme touch. Although, there is something in the works for... I've been thinking about a strategy that involves something like that. Thanks, Jay. And like I said before, I plan on bringing other traders on here as well, so they can talk about their strategies and, you know, drop a little insight as to different approaches to the markets. Nice, Sanders. It's a great trade. Nice, Casper. Oh, for those of you who don't know why I keep saying Casper, that's Christopher. Dave. Oh, DJP. Coming in hot. Nima, you're Nimkins, right? I'm assuming you're Nimkins. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Albu is the only one with the same Discord name. See, I'm just not seeing enough selling here on this reaction at 20,080 to get short just yet. It's like sellers have disappeared. All these little small bubbles are limit orders, by the way. The big ones are your market or your big boy market orders. Okay, now we're starting to see some sellers pick up steam here a little bit. So now if we come back up to 20,080 and can't get above it, I might try a short. But the 80 short might have already come and gone. But like I said, I'd still like a pullback into this 20,040 to 20,030 area. And if we hold it, I'll probably get long. Give it a shot. Oh, Thomas, now the TA makes sense. Okay. Yeah, it's really hard to tell going from continued upside. Like I said, up into that 160. It's the move that makes sense. Up into here. Let's see what we got going on back over here. Yeah. I think this level is going to be tough. This 260 to 280 level is going to be tough for the buyers to get the bulls to get back above. Yeah, I mean, if you're not bullish at this point on the day, I don't know what it takes for you to be bullish. Yeah, this could just be that, Sanders, this could just be that little pullback that I was talking about, you know, where we come back down into this zone here. In fact, I'm going to change this now at this point. That was enough for me to change this to support. Just so you guys can see. So I think the rest of the day, this is probably going to be your range, if it is a range. But on the daily, like I said earlier, this is probably the goal for buyers right now, is to come back up here and test this daily 20 moving average. Simple moving average. Oh, and my simple moving averages I always have is weighted. By the way, you can set them to the open, the high, the low, the close. You know, you can set them to whatever you want. But I always have them set to weighted. And the reason that I do that is every platform's a little bit different. They all use a different calculation or a slightly different calculation, and this one was the one on Quant Tower that seemed to line up closely with TradingView. Nimkins, Anand's got a big boy job. He's got a day job. But he'll be around when he can be. I promise. You'll see more of him. All right. So London just closed. I really would like price to come down a little bit. And unfortunately, I haven't been able to catch a trade. But I think what I can do for you guys, if you do want to see it, is I can record and put in recaps and other videos live trades. They won't necessarily have the dialogue that we have from the live trades here on stream, but I can record those and post those if you guys would like to see them. I mean, it'll provide a little more transparency and will show you a little bit more of my trading rather than just the hour and a half or whatever we spend live on stream here. And a lot of those trades, I won't be confined to the consistency targets or the same kind of stop losses. All right. Yeah. Chase, I'll start recording a little bit more of my trading. I'll even have Mason give it a fancy edit so it's fun and sped up, so you're not just sitting there waiting through, because sometimes I'm in a trade for hours. I don't think you want to sit there and watch a 2-hour long video of me in a long. But it'll show entry, my reason for getting in, reason for getting out. I'll even show my losses as well if you want to see some of those. Yeah, Nimkins. I mean, I did the 50K. I probably should have picked a bigger account size, honestly, so that there would be more to show. Because the 50Ks, a lot of times I've noticed, anytime that I've done them in the past, it's been 2 or 3, maybe 4 max trading sessions and it's done. Because you're only looking for 75 points each day. But we'll see. What my plan with this one is to keep this account as the live stream account and only trade this account on the live streams, and then you guys can see how much I can build an account and how quickly I can build an account, so you have a realistic expectation as to what building a small account looks like. When you see all these YouTube videos of traders posting these massive trades, that's just not reality. Unless you're YOLOing and max leveraging and getting kind of lucky, that's just not, it's not reality. Sure, there's maybe 0.001% of traders out there that have hit it big doing that. Yeah, eventually the live streams will be a little bit something different. Obviously, I'm not going to sit here and take this XFA to, well, I mean, you can only have, I think max with Topstep, I think it's 50,000 in your XFA now, the way they have it set up. Your live account can go as high as you want it to go. But really at that point, once you're earning that kind of money, there's no reason to do the prop firms anymore. There just isn't. You should be trading your own personal account at that point. In fact, I'm a firm believer in you should have both. You should have a personal and prop accounts. Thomas, what are the main reasons you are with Topstep over Apex? So I'm with both currently. I don't know if I really want to talk about the specific reasons just yet about which prop firm I prefer. I don't prefer one over the other. I mean, it's an individual choice that each must make. They both have their pros, both have their cons. Yeah, Andreas, I got moved to live. Let's see, on my first. Let's see. I had 15K in the account when they pulled me over to my live account. Try to stay in your XFA as long as you can. Take those payouts. Because once they move you to live, you're paying for data fees. You're paying for, I mean, you're paying monthly for it at that point. So my recommendation is get to, say, around 10K account balance and pull 5 grand out. Repeat. Rinse and repeat. Nimkins, I've been trading for 3.5 years. So I'm still relatively new to this, despite what you may think. I am no master trader. I just found a strategy and a system that works for me. Every trader is going to be different. Yeah, so you'll notice Matt's style has changed. I've been watching trades by Matt for a long time, a long time. He's really adjusted well to the Apex thing. He's adjusted really well where he's only looking for 10 to 20 point scalps and doing the 20 account copy trading thing. I don't know that I'll ever do that. No, Phoenix. He's doing his thing. He went to Apex. It was the right decision for him at the time to go to Apex. It was the right decision. Nobody here is in any room to judge a man for making a business decision in the end. I like trades by Matt. Have great respect for the man. You also got to keep in mind that he's got a family. He's got a family that he's got to take care of. He's got mouths to feed. He's got to do what's best for him and his family at any point in time. And I'm not going to knock him for that ever. I like the guy personally. I like him. I think he's done a world of good for the trading community. He's been really transparent about everything that's going on. I like him. No, he made a business decision, and it was a good one for him. May not have been good for some of his followers because they're trying to accomplish what he's accomplished, but that's on them at that point. That is on them. At least in my opinion. I think Topstep teaches better discipline, to answer your question on a very broad level. I think they teach good habits. They don't let you blow up your account in one day or one session or 1 hour. They try to keep you in the game as long as you possibly can be. They don't keep you, once you're to a funded account, once you're to an XFA, they don't keep you in the, there's no consistency target. So they're not limiting your upside ever. They're only, you can't get into a trade and get that really big trade. Did the stream just cut out there? I got an OBS warning saying that it disconnected. Yeah, Phoenix, I agree. The daily loss limit is nice. It's there to protect you. It's not there to hurt you or upset you. It's there to protect you. It keeps you in the game. Thanks, Savvy. Yeah, I got this notification saying OBS was disconnected. Okay, Chuck. Yeah, I did get a notification saying OBS was disconnected, so, and then it popped right back on, so. Yeah, Apex, it's different. Like you really have to almost trade like Trades by Matt is trading. You have to shoot for those 10-point moves because you can't allow that trade to come back on you at all, especially if you're doing the smaller accounts. You got a little more wiggle room with the bigger accounts, with the large accounts. But I mean, on those 50Ks and 25Ks, which is what most of you are probably doing for whatever reason, you don't have that intraday that intraday trailing really hurts you at holding trades. You're really trying to get just 10-point moves repeatedly over and over and over, which is not my trading style. It was a hard adjustment for me to go to Apex and try Apex out. I was firmly against it. All right, guys, we're going to wait to see what price does down here at this between 40 and 30. I'll probably try along there. But I'm also not going to hang out live on stream all day either. It's just a long time to sit in this chair. And I've already made money today, so there's not really the urge to get into a trade and be active. Unfortunately, I know you guys want to see it, but Nimkins, it's a little bit different. I'm not used to being in front of a camera, nor am I used to having to read a chat to communicate with people, and it seems like you're talking to yourself on this end almost, which obviously I don't do when I'm sitting at my desk trading. And verbalizing your thoughts is a little bit different than just thinking. Hopefully I'm doing a good enough job of verbalizing what I'm seeing and verbalizing my thoughts, and I'm sure it'll get better over time. Just a little more practice with it. I'm not nervous at all. I'm fairly comfortable. I mean, I'm in my element. It's not like you're standing in front of a room of 1,000 people having to give a speech. Thanks. Thanks. I realize I'm my own worst critic. That will probably continue for the rest of my life. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to fumble over my words. I will be a little more animated, show a little bit more of the personal side of me, a little more of my personality over time. I'm going to have to if I want this thing to succeed, obviously. I mean, trading is, as far as content goes, is actually rather boring. We have to come up and create ways to make it entertaining and valuable. Yeah, I do try to post the majority of my trades over there in Seeking Kappa. You guys pretty much see almost every trade that I'm in. There's very few trades that I don't post over there. That's part of trading. It's a big part of trading. Honestly, waiting is the majority of what we do. I mean, we wait more than we are actually in a trade. Yeah, I'm watching it right now, Kevin. I'm definitely watching it right now. I probably should have already been long if I was going to get in. I kind of wanted to come down there and test 20,030. I mean, price is doing what we thought it, what I said, what I had planned for it to do. It's reacting how I want it to react. I'd kind of like for it to sweep below 40 though. Let's see. I kind of want one of these things. Price to come down and hold in this range. And then reclaim 40 for the long. Which I'd probably sit in. I want to say 20,160. But depending upon my entry, I'm only going to be able to ride it to probably 20,100. Because that would be consistency max day. Yeah, Kevin, I don't know if we get back below 20K today. At least not before earnings. I think earnings could be, I mean, if Google comes in less than anticipated, you're going to see NASDAQ drop. Oh no, I think we missed it. I can't enter up here. I'd be risking too much on this combine. I need it to come back in order to be long. Ethan, how do I trail my stops on the 50 to 100 to 150 point trades? So generally, I see that I have a 120 point range here in between these two levels. Like if we're talking about the range of my levels, generally my levels are not that far apart, that far spaced apart. The only reason they are right here today is because I don't want to be trading anywhere in here. I think this could be a wide range. So my executions for anything between 19,900 and 20,020 would be buy support, sell resistance. And I would be playing that whole range, targeting down the next level. Say price, generally my initial target would be the next level up. So if I was long from 20,040, which I probably should have been, my target starting out is 20,080, the next level up, the next extreme or nearest extreme from the next level up. But if I see momentum picking up and this thing starts to pick up steam, I will pull it higher. As soon as price touches this level, I'm pulling my stop to break even so that I'm risk free now on my trade. If price does break above 100 and hold above 100, I'm trailing it to just below 80. And then if price breaks anything outside of 20 points above 100, I'm pulling it to just below 100. And I would be targeting 160. That's how I manage my trades when I'm in there live. I like to not have risk on more than I have to. And I will lock in. But it's whatever you're comfortable with, really. I mean, your different size accounts are going to be what allows you to pull your stop a little more freely, leave your stop where it's at. My stops are typically on my other accounts, it's typically 20 to 30 points. I mean, I'm giving it, you know, anywhere from $400 to $600 on that initial entry. And I've definitely made the mistake where I let it run even further than that and pulled my stop. Nimkins, I'm thinking, because I don't want to sit in this 50K forever, I'm thinking I'm going to do, I might try to do every day the rest of this week. I don't want to sit in this 50K for 3+ weeks. Okay, here's what we're looking at. See if we can hold this level. If price slams through 30, I'll need to reassess some things and wait to see what happens here at 20, but all right, I'm going to try it. I'm actually going to give this. All right. Really just need this thing to hold 30. If we can hold 20,030, we're in pretty good shape. Nice, Dave. You're trying it too? Yeah, it needs to hold 20,030. And we might be in this one for a little while. It's the lunch hour, so we might, hopefully it doesn't chop out on us. But VWAP's sitting at 19,990 right now. I'm assuming that's what Kevin's seeing. Once we clear 50, I'll probably pull my stop to break even. Just so I don't have risk on anymore. Because like I said, we're still starting this combine. But I'm willing to risk 20 points. And if price reclaims 50, we should at least come up here and test 60. Okay, I'm pulling my stop because I don't want to see. All right, risk is off. The very worst, it's a break-even trade. All right, we're starting to see some market sellers try to push in. Buyers are pushing it up. Hopefully we can get that continued buying to boost out of this. Might be a little rough during lunch. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get stopped out here, break even. Yep. Break even trade. I'm all right with that though. That's a lot of red that popped up there. Yeah, now we're trying to push below 30. Let's see what happens here at 30. Might try this again. I know it looks heavy. Can you guys hear that mower now? That is loud. Let's try it again. Ooh, sellers are just a little aggressive right now. I'm gonna mute my mic for a minute until these lawn mowing companies gone, all right? You're saying that's not too loud? Normally this mic is extremely sensitive, so I don't know what it's picking up. Yeah, guys, I don't know. I might call it here. I am currently down $200 today on this account. I don't know that we're going to catch anything for another hour. I could always do an afternoon stream as well if you guys want this afternoon, a little bit later, like during power hour leading into earnings. If you guys would like to see that, let me know. I've got the rest of the day pretty much available for a change. was a good kill. Let's see if we can go test that 19,990, a little bit like Kevin was talking about. That would be VWAP. So you guys want back-to-back live streams, huh? All right. Yeah, I'll have Mason create a broadcast. I'll send out the link, and I'll try to come back on 3 o'clock my time is what I'm thinking. Just do that last power hour leading into earnings. Yeah, I'd like to see. I'm still not opposed to the long at all. But at this point, it's looking like a VWAP retracement is the more likely play. Yeah, Nimkins. I mean, I want to get. Like I said, I don't want to sit in this 50K combine forever. That's not what you want to do. You should be a little more aggressive in these combines and evals. You want to get them done. Let's see what happens here. Let's see if it slams back below 20 or holds. See what buyers are doing here. Looks like they're buying 20. Nice, Casper. Well done. Plus 1,000. Oh, we got some aggressive selling. Well, Kevin, I think you might have called it with that 19,990 buy. The only thing that scares me about that is it might just be a range day where we just play inside this range. Like maybe sweep some liquidity down to this below 880 and then pop back into the range. But the fact that we weren't able to hold above this level on this pullback tells me something. It's telling me that we might be in for that range day. Especially looking at the daily. I mean, it would make kind of sense. This yesterday did look strong. I still like the long side, but it's sketchy during lunch hour. See, sellers are still trying to push this down. That's why heat map's nice. You know, it's not just a number on a DOM. It shows you real time what's going on and whether it's a market order or a limit order. Passive buying, passive selling versus aggressive buying and aggressive selling. See, we're back down below value area high. Where was IB? IB was... Should mark. I normally mark that IB and IB high and IBL on my charts, but I didn't do it this morning. Let's see. 915. So IB high is right here at 20,048. IBL is 19,927. So 19,927 and 20,048. Yeah, we could be in for a range day. Yeah, I mean, we'd like to get as many people in here as possible. I don't know. Sellers aren't really pushing this down much more. All right, let's try it. See if we can get back above. We're going to risk below this wick here. Oh, wrong order. All right, one more trade. See if we can reclaim this 30 level. Buyers trying to push it back up. The seller at 30. See if we get back above 30. We should be running. All right, I don't want to see below 30 anymore. Stopped out. All right, that was a winner. Made some of that back. $125. That was a that was like a trades by Matt trade right there, just to get back to close to break even. That was not something I normally do, but it was there. Yeah, and you saw the smack off of it. Smack off of IBL there. Or IB high. No, IBH was in the 40s, wasn't it? Yeah, IBH was up here. 48. So we didn't even get there. Seller's still trying to defend that 30 level. I'd like a VWAP test. I will tell you this, trading live on stream is a little bit different than trading. Your emotions are a little bit different because you want to perform. So that's been a little bit different transition for me. You know, that pressure is there. So, yeah, Nimkins, 30, I mean, you can see what's going on here. You can tell there's a battle going on between 20 and 30 right now. Sellers trying to keep it under, buyers trying to keep it up. I mean, you can see it here on the heat map. That is the level. If you get back above 30 and are holding above 30, we're probably back into the long. But I don't know that I'll re-engage between 20 and 30. For it to turn into resistance, I would really need to see it holding below 20 for me to get the short. Everything's pointing up. Trend is up for the day. I do realize value area high is sitting right here, so but we're just kind of hugging it right now. And I don't know that we're going to get much movement away from it during lunch hour anyway. I mean, we might slow grind back up, but we might just chop here for a little bit as well. All right, so there's still 25 of you still watching here. Thanks for hanging out. Trading can be lonely and boring sometimes. Well, not just for you, more rice, for everybody, you know. It's different when you're screen recording, you know, the emotions are a little bit different because you do want to perform. I mean, anybody who would get in front of a camera and trade live wants every trade to be a winner. Let's face it. In real life, we want every trade to be a winner, but that's just not reality. But I'd rather take the little paper cuts rather than making the mistake like you do in the beginning as a rookie trader where you just let things run thinking, oh, it'll come back, and it just never does. And that's how I have to have these. That's how I have to do this 50K combine. I mean, I'm still technically, I know it's a lot, 50,033 on this account. So technically I'm still positive. But all it takes is one good trade. One good trade. All right, let's try it one more time here. That's a bad entry, but I'm going to try it again. All risk to here. If it can get above 40 here with some strength, we should be okay. If it doesn't, I think we might be chopping through lunch. Yeah, that's not a good sign. I'm going to try to hang in there, but that is definitely not a good sign. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad for me. But now you can see why I said this 30 level's so big. There's a battle going on there at that 30 level. Sellers are winning this move. I might kill this even before it hits my stop loss. Needed to reclaim above 30. Yeah, this is a bad trade. Yep, stopped out. All right, so that one, I'm now down $425 on the day. Later, Dave. Enjoy your round of golf. Yeah, Chase. Well, I mean, it's kind of a... It hasn't been that bad of a day. I mean, I do have other accounts that are positive. It's just I'm making the mistake of getting involved during lunch hour, which is something that I never do unless I'm already in a trade normally. But I wanted to try and execute something for you guys. Provide a little bit of content, you know. But that's probably going to wrap it up here today for me. I will pop back on this afternoon and do a stream this afternoon, and we'll see if we can recover some of that account. It's only down the day, it's minus $425, and the account now sits at $49,678.84. Just for transparency. So, with that being said, I will see you guys later this afternoon. I'm out of here. I'm going to go grab some lunch, all right? Peace.